Now listen to this. Nearly half of the tap water in the U.S. is estimated to have what we know as forever chemicals, or PFASs. And this, ladies and gentlemen, are chemicals that are very bad for you, that cause a lot of different types of disease and illnesses. Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Happy Saturday to all of you, and thank you very much for joining in on yesterday's live stream. We had a great time, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to say thank you very much to Opus for sponsoring that live stream, and thank you to the winners of the 3 solar generators that we gave away yesterday for sending me your information in such a timely manner. The Irish government commits 600 million euros to cull 200,000 cows, aiming for 25% in agriculture emission by 2030. Ladies and gentlemen, the thing is that they're not going to get what they say they want. They will keep moving the goalpost as long as it benefits them, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that a way that a government can control the people is how? They can control them with food. And what is this? This is food that they're getting rid of. If you're a vegetarian, that is fine. If you don't eat meat, that is fine. But most of the population in the earth does eat meat, and the trend is showing that countries are eating more meat year after year after year than what they did the year before. So why are they doing this? So that they can get a governmental ESG score, so that they can be in compliance with a non-governmental organization, ladies and gentlemen, that you, no matter what country you're in, did not elect into power. In a bold move to combat climate change, the Irish government will cull 200,000 cows over the next 3 years at a cost of 600 million euros. Do you think that maybe they could be using that money for something else, for something better, something that would actually help humanity? Like maybe grow more food. No, not lab-grown food, but to grow more food for the people that are starving now, instead of destroying food and destroying the ability for you to continue to make food and grow food in the future. All right, this says that it's a part of a broader initiative to reduce agricultural emissions by 25% by 2030. I've done so many videos on this already, telling you that all of these things that they've been doing for the last several decades have had no impact whatsoever. All right, please watch the video that I put out. I think it was the video I put out yesterday, or the day before yesterday, where I showed you that all of this money that they've been taking from us in the form of taxes, in the form of tariffs, in the form of regulations and rules that they've passed, in the form of carbon taxes, ladies and gentlemen, all this money that they've been taking from us for the last couple of decades now, what good has it done? What good has it done? It has done absolutely no good whatsoever, because today the world consumes more crude oil than it has in the last 20 years since they started this crusade against climate change, or for climate change. It is not the climate, ladies and gentlemen. It is not your fault. It is not the cows. It is not the tractors. It is a cycle. But if you want to fall for it, if you want to keep paying those really super high electric bills because now you have a carbon tax, if you want them to get rid of your meat and not allow you to eat meat, and you can eat cricket flour instead because you want to believe what they're saying that is benefiting them and only them. Think about this. If it was that big of a deal because of carbon, why are they still flying their private jets around? Why are they still trolled around in the city in these huge SUVs that suck up a lot more gas than the average SUV? You go to any one of these developing nations, they don't care about climate change. Go to any country in Africa, they don't care about climate change. They might be playing a little bit of the game because it's politically wise to do so, or monetarily, efficient for them to do so, because other countries may give them subsidies or stuff like that, like the U.S. Look at all the money that the U.S. gave to all of these countries from Africa here not too long ago. I think it was like $69 billion. That was just a pay-to-play thing, ladies and gentlemen. They know, the people on top, they know this. And this is all my opinion, okay? All my opinion. The people on top that are making these rules and stuff, they know that this is just a ploy to control the people. So don't fall for it. Get prepared now, because we may go through a time where you may not have the availability of certain things that you had in the past. And that's what being prepared is for. But eventually, I believe that good will win over bad. And eventually we will be back to a world where we are free to make our own decisions, instead of allowing mommy and daddy government to make our decisions for us. The end of the US dollar. This is one that I haven't seen yet. SCO nations to abandon USD. You have to listen to this. This is a new one. Shift to domestic currencies for financial transactions. This is another death knell. in the coffin of the US dollar, ladies and gentlemen. The United States dollar, USD, could suffer another huge blow that could send it down the drain, as heads of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization member states have made a landslide decision to conduct the majority of transactions in national currencies instead of the American dollar. All right, following Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi's proposal to ditch the dollar eventually. You have time to prepare, right? You have time to prepare. If you have excess wealth, try to find a vehicle in which you can put that excess wealth where it will retain its purchasing power. Raisi warned against the world's dependency on USD and global exchanges and pointed out the importance of de-dollarization to form a just international, and when they say a just, they mean a fair, international system during a speech at the 4th of July virtual 23rd SCO summit that was held after Iran gained full-fledged membership into the bloc, into the BRICS bloc, ladies and gentlemen. And here he says, based on the experience of the past decades, it is now obvious that militarism and the dominance of the dollar form the basis of the Western dominance system. So what he's saying is that the dominance of the US dollar, or the Federal Reserve note, and the militarism, the military that backs it up, is what has given the United States and the Western nations the powers that they have. Right? That's what they're saying right here. All right. Therefore, any attempt to shape a fair international system requires the removal of this instrument of dominance. So what are they saying? In order to have a fair trade around the world, we need to get rid of the dollar. All right. That's pretty much what he's saying, ladies and gentlemen, just in a real classy way. So prep up. Any excess wealth that you may have, that you want to put into something that is going to preserve your wealth, that's what I would do. All right, you can decide on what it is. It can be as easy as getting extra cans of corn, right? Because anyone that I know that put away food last year at this time right now is probably almost twice as much, if not close to twice as much. Remember when a can of corn used to be 50 cents? Do you all remember back when we were kids, right? When, at least when I was a kid, when corn or green beans or things like this went on sale, there were 10 cans for $1. Remember those days? Well, those days are long gone, because nowadays you're lucky if you get a can for less than $1. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this gets into the part of this video that is sponsored. And the reason I say it's sponsored is because I'm going to provide you all with a link in the description of the video and also on a pinned comment so that you can go visit SimPure. Because SimPure sells reverse osmosis water filtration system. And I've been talking about this for a very long time. It is very important that every household in the United States has an RO system. Why? Because it takes everything that's bad out of the water and you just do not know what it is that you are drinking. So I hope that most of you stayed till this part of the video, because I believe that it is very important. Now listen to this. Nearly half of the tap water in the US is estimated to have what we know as forever chemicals, or PFASs. And this, ladies and gentlemen, are chemicals that are very bad for you, that cause a lot of different types of disease and illnesses. The study by the USGS tested for the presence of 32 types of PFASs from samples taken from 716 locations, 269 private wells. So if you have a well, you're not safe from this, right? And 447 public supplies across the nation from 2016 to 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, I know, AP from 2016 to 2021, that was a couple years ago, which tells me that it's probably worse by now, all right? So here it says that on average, at least one PFAS is detected in about 45% of US tap water. Do you really... You know, this is not about selling you an RO system, ladies and gentlemen. I get this crap all the time. All right. I think I make a few dollars, you know, like $6 or $8, not even $6 if you buy an RO system using my link. Don't use my link if you don't want to. I don't care. But get yourself an RO system if you don't have one, because that's going to protect you against this stuff. All right. And the reason why I partner with SimPure is because I think they're a good company. They've always treated the AP community well, and I think they sell a very good product. And we'll get to that here soon, because they have a great deal, you know, for the next week or so for the Prime sales that they're having. Plus, I'm going to give you a 20% coupon, which means you're going to be able to get a system for a really good price, and at the same time be able to drink water that you can trust, that's not going to put all this crap in your body. All right, so here they say that there are more than 12,000 types of PFASs, which are invisible man-made chemicals, which have been linked to adverse health issues, including various cancers, reproductive issues. I'm not trying to scare you, ladies and gentlemen, but this is just the truth. You know, adverse effects on immune function, right? But not all of the PFAS types can be detected with current tests. Ladies and gentlemen, isn't it just smart to make sure that you're drinking water that's clean? Right? And how much can you really trust your utility? You may have a great utility. You may be a person that works in a utility company where they clean the water. And you may say to yourself, hey, I work here, we do everything right, but what happens when you're not there? How do you know? Unless you are always testing your water, how do you know that that water is good for you? That it doesn't have things in it that are bad? This is my opinion and my opinion alone. I think that a reverse osmosis water is the best thing, not to include a, a distiller. If you distill water, that is the best way to get pure water with nothing in it. But a reverse osmosis system, in my opinion, is like the second best thing. It takes just about everything out of the water. And then you can add whatever you want back to it. And the system that I'm going to show you is very inexpensive, very affordable, and it actually has a filter that actually adds back minerals to the water. But first, let's finish reading this. USGS scientists tested water collected directly from people's kitchen sinks across the nation, providing the most comprehensive study to date on PFAS in tap water from both private and public supplies. The study estimated that at least one type of PFAS of those that were monitored could be present in nearly half of the tap water in the U.S., ladies and gentlemen. Incredible. And here it says that urban areas are more at risk of PFAS's exposure compared to rural areas. And they say with the forever chemicals detected in 70% of urban areas compared to about 8% of rural areas. Now check this out, ladies and gentlemen. I have a link for this right here. SimPure sells a whole bunch of different types of water purification systems and air purification systems, like the one that you see back there. All right, so if you're in the East Coast and you're getting a lot of that smoke, you can get that air purification system right there, air filter, that is specifically made to take smoke out of the air. But now we're talking about water. This is a great deal. This unit right here is the T16, $150, and if you use my code Alaska, you're going to get an additional 20% off, bringing this down to, I don't know, about $120 or so. And this will provide you with safe water to drink for a very long time. And the replacement filters are very inexpensive. They're not that expensive. They're like $50 for a replacement set of filters if you get the ones that are 75 gallons a day. I recommend that you get the ones that are 75 gallons a day because in all reality, how much water do you need a day to consume, to cook, and to drink? You don't drink 75 gallons of water a day. This will last you a very long time. The reverse osmosis system that I have, I purchased before SimPure ever came out. But I've had it for like 7 years now. I've never changed the filters once. Because the one that I had was a 50 gallon a day filter. Right? It was a 50 gallon a day filter, but it's still filtering water at less than 10 ppm, which I consider very, very good. Take advantage of it. Get it now. It's not very difficult to install. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and no, I'm not getting rich off of this, but I think that this is very important. Everyone in the United States of America should have a gas generator. Everyone, a gas generator. When I say everyone, I mean every household should have a gas generator, even if it's one of the small ones, like the Honda 2000, right? And everyone in the United States of America, or every household, should have an RO system installed in their home to make sure that they're drinking water that is actually not going to hurt them. Having said that, have a great day. Have a great rest of your weekend. God bless every one of you. God bless America. I'm Alaska Prepper. I'm out.